Hello from here. Happy New Year. And good evening. My name is Paul. You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. It's the first show in the year 2022. Finally, we are here. We made it. Congratulations. And so tonight, we're going to be talking about Nigeria again and Nigerians. And since President Buhari granted two interviews consecutively in the first week of the new year, I mean, it's uncommon. And so we're going to be talking about the interview, and then Tosi would have to give us an update regarding what is happening in the UAE, since we have been following the story, and many of us have been impacted by what is happening in the UAE. And we also, we are trusting that something will happen soon, especially in the new year. Um, uh, Anyway, Tosin perhaps will talk about it. I'm sure the experiences of many Nigerians in UAE in the towards the end of the year 2021 was not good. So, but then I'm hoping that many of them have survived, and we I learned that a lady even died, and we say R.I.P. to her, and we hope that God grants our family the fortitude to bear the great loss. So we will be talking about the updates about the UAE towards the end of the show. So, but then we are going to be starting with Buhari's interview. So, thank you for joining us once again. Please do share the link. Let's take a few seconds to quickly go and share the link. So please let me know if you have not gotten the link, or if you don't have access to it. I can quickly send the link to you. Let me know if you need it. So I'm going to my phone now to quickly go grab the link to be able to share it. Okay, Michael already shared it. Village Boy already shared. Tosin shared. Okay, thank you. Uh, Let me also try to do the same. Okay. All right, I've shared it now. Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Paul, and this is Opinion Sharers. On Opinion Sharers, what we do is to discuss important national and international issues, especially those that affect Nigeria and Africans generally. We've hosted issues that pertain to Nigeria, we host issues that pertain to Africa, and we've hosted guests from around Africa, including Uganda, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and a few other places. And this year, 2022, we are hoping to spread our tentacles and invite more new faces to join the discussion. So thank you very much. That's what we do practically. So if you want to feature on the show as a guest, please reach out to us. If there's an important issue you think we should discuss, please do reach out to us. You can reach out to us through the email, or you can also drop a message on our page, any of the social media pages that has opinion sharers. We will get back to you. Thank you very much. So without wasting much question, I'm going to be asking questions now from my guest. But before we do that, the new year, please quickly, let's introduce ourselves. I'm going to be starting with the village boy.
Happy New Year, everyone. I am the village boy.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Michael.
Good evening and happy new year to our viewers. I'm Ola Ogun Michael by name. I'm a policy analyst and in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, Tosin.
Good evening, friends. I'm Citizen Oluwatosin. I'm a political analyst and a political activist. You're welcome to the show again. Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start asking my questions. I have a list of questions here. I've seen the Buhari interviews, and
You didn't send
so
that to us prior to the show.
yeah, because you are not Buhari now. I remember during the channel's interview, Sheung did said that the Buhari's team required them to send the question ahead. So
That is why I said what I said too.
I know. Anyway, so my question, my first question, the first, I'm going to try to follow my list. I'm not. I may hear me. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. All right. I go to Village Boy first of all, and the question that I will ask the Village Boy is, um, when you listen to the interview, what is your over general impression before we go to the specifics?
Okay, the general impression of the interview is like we can say that some of the issues that are happening in Nigeria that after all Buhari is aware of them. However, I noticed generally that which was not too surprising that the thinking was more analog. I mean, analog thinking. Buhari possessed unchanging analog thinking for solution. He was using all the solution he preferred are mostly like very outdated solution. Is what we may call hoe and cutlasses thinking rather than mechanized farming thinking. That's the general impression. I don't want to. I mean, that's the way I can explain in the tradition
Okay.
of a village boy. He's still thinking hoe and cutlasses. The world has moved away from that.
All right. Thank you, sir, for giving us that intro. I'm going to ask Michael this one, especially because Michael is somewhere close to Buhari's residence.
That's the wrong impression you are giving. They will think it's their
He
neighbors.
said he has done his best, and I'd like to I'd like to know from the perspective of a patriotic Nigerian who is in Nigeria and experiencing, the good deeds of President Buhari. I mean, it's been almost 7 years now. Do you agree that he has done his best, Michael?
Yeah, thank you very, very much. And once again, I say Happy New Year to our viewers. Yeah, just to answer the question very straight, uh, for the president to have said that he has done his best, he was only affirming the statement earlier made by former President Olusegun Obasanjo that he has done his best, and we can only hope that God should grant him sound health to finish the remaining 14 months left for him to say bye-bye to the presidential seat of Nigeria. And for him to have said that again, I believe, just like, he corrected, rather, the general impression that we had. And I'm trying to use the word of the governor of Ekiti State now, like Nigerians have always assumed that the president is a dunderhead one. And in the consecutive interviews that he granted, he proved to us that he is 100% aware of what has been happening in the country. However, relating to whether he has done his best or not, if you ask a bad man. A bad man will always find a way to justify himself as being good. And if you ask a good man, he will always find a way to justify himself as being better. And if you ask a man who is better, he will always look for a way to justify himself as being the best. But all of these, I think, is not a statement that should be expressed by the president himself. I think it is a statement that should be left for, I mean, is a decision that should be left for Nigerians to decide as to whether the president has done well, has done his best or not. But I think I would be biased if I did not acknowledge some things that his administration has done, particularly as it relates to infrastructural development. By the virtue of what I do, at least I touch base with almost all the zones of the country on regular basis, and I can say for road construction we are seeing improvement, though is worse in some areas, but in some areas is okay. And in terms of rail construction, I think we can give kudos to the president, and is doing his administration is doing his best. Let me use the language in this area. But I think on a general note, looking at the state of things present vis-a-vis when President Muhammadu Buhari took over the governance environment, with due consideration to happenings around the world, I think one would not be wrong to say that President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, has not served us well. And I think I am not assuming this because people within his political party, even people within his his executive arm of government, alluded to the fact that there are challenges that got worse under this administration than it was in the past. So, on as a Nigerian, and I have every right to evaluate the president, and to the best of my knowledge, I feel that the president has done far below average. But on a very serious note, he has the opportunity between now and the next 14 to 17 months to actually prove to Nigerians that he served us. By the end of his administration, he should be able to say, or rather, we should be able to say as Nigerians that Buhari indeed tried his best. Thank you.
Okay, Michael, thank you. From where you stopped, let me ask Tosin. Tosin, if you remember a few weeks ago, Baba OBJ, Obasanjo, was reported to have said Buhari has done his best, that it doesn't make sense to expect more from him. Do you agree?
Yes, no.
You are confusing us.
Very, very. Please explain.
Okay, Buhari has done his best, and it is not okay to ask more from him. If someone is given 8 years opportunity to lead a country, and he has spent more than 8 years now, no, sorry,
Six.
more than 6 years now, then 2 years left. And this year we have now is a election year, stroke next year. Then we shouldn't expect anything more from him. At the same time, that is the no. And that is the yes that I agree with this statement. Now, the no is that within 6 months, a serious government can fix a nation. Not that the nation will be turned to paradise, but people, even critics, will see that this guy in the last 6 months he's been fixing things. Unlike what the president is saying in his interview, during the interview, he's mentioned always that in the last 4 weeks things has been changing. In the last 4 weeks, the time they had same interview, a typical interview with Arise TV also, he was saying in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, things have been changing. But till now, we see no changes. So a serious government can make great impact within 6 months. and everything will change, and people will begin to ask themselves, where has this guy been? So there's no anybody that wants to fix the country don't need even 4 years. What are the policy that Buhari is making that we should expect more from him? Nothing. He's not making anything. Instead, things are getting worse by the day. So OBJ is just trying to prepare our minds so that we will not be heartbroken than we were before, so that we don't expect more. But in the real sense, we should always expect more from him because he is being paid and probably the highest in the world. So he should do the job of the money he's getting.
Okay, Tosin, thank you. It's about our money that is collecting. I agree with you. You know, if I have hired somebody to work for me on opinion sharers or any or on a personal business, I would expect the person to deliver at least something commensurate with the payment. And I think President Buhari has been enjoying our resources. He's become his skin. You can even see him from camera that his skin is becoming fresh by the day, and I believe that's our money.
I cannot
And
testify to that. I saw him last month.
okay. Anyway, I'm going to ask the village boy my next question. And the question is when Buhari was asked about economic performance, he went straight to talking about the fact that Nigeria has used only 2% of its land mass, especially arable land, which can be used for farm. So he probably was suggesting that we should all return to the farm. So the question is this, perhaps two in one. The first question is, what's your opinion regarding this farm? I think it's about 2 or 3 times he was mentioning farm, farm, farm. You know, and the second part of the question would be, do you think it was deliberately deceiving people, or it's just Baba's old age that was causing that? You know, I learned he's 70, the official age is 79 now, so we can understand if that's the case. And I have nothing against old people. I respect my grandma and I love her. So please do enlighten us, sir.
Well, the issue of 2% of arable land being cultivated, I would not. I'm not sure the how statistically correct that would be. 2%. We are just talking about 1/50. We are the land where we have a lot of desert encroachment in the north. We have erosion in the southeast, and you eliminate all those ones, and you are seeing that only 2% of the arable land are cultivated. That doesn't make sense. Now, going back to the farm, is not it's not the, it's not an issue that actually should be up for debate. Agriculture value chains. I'm not just saying agriculture for agriculture's sake. Agricultural value chains, I mean, it's a huge potential for us if we want to develop. I've spoken at length about how we still waste over 50% of our products due to lack of storage facilities and all that. When you are looking at agriculture from a holistic mindset, yes, there's a huge opportunity that we can annex from that. But primarily, that there are things that also that will still hold us back, even if we all go back to the farm. If we don't fix electricity, for instance, we cannot successfully, exploit the agricultural value chain. You cannot be talking of storage facilities when we have inadequate electricity and all that. So, like I said earlier on, his thinking is still that of hoe and cutlass. It's not even talking of mechanized agriculture now. He's still talking of probably the rudimentary agriculture where you do this thing. I mean, So yes, there are a lot of opportunity that could be harnessed, especially if we can, where we'd also learn to process our agri products, where we are not just primary, uh, provider of agri products, where we don't have to send our cocoa and we buy very expensive chocolate in return, where we can now process our cocoa to produce our own chocolate and export. Then we'll talk about value chain in agriculture. You know, like where we today now, everywhere you go in the world, you see plantain chips. These are things that started that they imitated from Dodo Ekiri. Dodo Ekiri has gone PRC. This is the kind of thing that we are looking at. How good will it be? I don't know. There's this thing we call Bokuru in Ekiti. I don't know whether the other Ekiti guys know. If I can go to African stores there now, I mean, for the last 3 months, I've been thinking and dreaming of Bokuru, but I cannot access it. These are the things we should be thinking of how we can process it and export. There are so many of us in diaspora who we, you know, especially during summer, you grab that thing and with a bowl of gari, I mean, it's heavenly. So those are the kind of things that agriculture that I want to see to happen. Not the agriculture of going to plant maize, plant this and all that, and at the end of the day, or plant oranges and half of it is wasted. No, that's not the kind of agriculture we need. We need an agricultural value chains that, of course, can create massive employment and can create massive value added along the chains. That's the kind of agriculture that I am thinking of. So for him mentioning agriculture, if our is policy guys, it's like how do we, what he's saying, how do we translate that his language is present for agriculture? How do we translate it to a robust, to create a robust agricultural value chain? That would be okay. Then the issue of whether I was deliberately deceiving, like I said, if you listen to that interview, it shows that he was abreast of things happening. Just like his thinking, it does not reflect the modern reality of things, how things should be done. We are in a computer age, information age, knowledge age. All his solutions do not reflect that, and it may not be a deceit. It may just be that that is all he knew. So, and it's what you know that you know. The yes, we expect him to know more than that, but then you cannot. That is, you cannot legislate. What I don't know, I don't know. So, and what is he has shown is that look, he has limitation in terms of how things should be done today. He is still living in the past. So the next question I asked myself when is okay, we should go to the grazing route in the First Republic. I said, fine. Can we also go back to the constitution that we had in the First Republic? Because the best constitution we ever had is the Republican Constitution of 1963. Can we go back there if we are going to go back to grazing route of First Republic? Let's go do everything together, right? So I think it's the limitation of his knowledge, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. We have to tolerate him for the next 14 months. Yeah, that is what he knew. That is the solution he knew. So, and to me, I would see that as being sincere. If he wanted to be a politician, he would have said something that he doesn't even understand. But he was, to me, was sincere by telling us, by showing us his level of understanding, and we have to accept that. That's the reality. We may not like it, but that is the reality. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Tosin, without wasting much time, I want to ask you about the question of state police. Buhari said outrightly it's not an option. What would you say to the southern state governors?
The issue of state policing, like every other issue that he was asked, he doesn't have solution. The interview simply showed that the president doesn't have solution to our many problem. The issue of state policing have been in people's mouth for years, and I think if I'm getting it right, even when in 2015 when they want to come to power, they have assured people they are going to do that. However, if they assure people they are going to do that or no, that is one of the things we need now. But the president, he doesn't even agree that the federal government has too much power and should delegate some power out. You will see him in the interview, he's even complaining, like you and I, about things that is happening in the government. He's complaining. Things he can do. He doesn't understand the power he possesses as the president. And that is one of the reason I faulted those that support that he should be re-elected the second term, because these people had believed that it didn't work well in the first time because he's running after second term, and that the second time he will work something out differently because that time he got nothing to get scared of or nothing in pursue. But it is just that the guy is not fit for the job. Issue of state police, we need them. Every policing is local. We can have federal police and we have state ones too that will understand how unique the terrain is and they can police it accordingly, and not bringing people from the north to come and police the south and they cannot even understand the language and they don't even know those that belong to that community. If they see a different face, they don't know that this guy is a different face. It's not from this our community. So the president is disconnected from reality. He's disconnected. He's talking about Gazette. 2021, talking about Gazette. Talking about grazing routes. So he's disconnected from reality. Is I the village boy say he's honest. I don't know. If he's honest, he should just resign and go back home. He is not honest. It is he displays gross incompetency. And I think we are lucky that the country is still standing to what we have today. Because according to what the guy, the president is saying and display, if any other country will have him as president, I think things will have degenerated than we have it now. And Nigerians are just, some time ago, we talked about Nigerian resilient spirit. I think that is what is keeping us. If not, many of us are broken inside than our smile and beautiful pictures and videos you see online or you see wherever you see them. So the president is grossly incompetent, and if he is honest, he should resign that position because from all indications, he is not even fit to be governor, to be a local government chairman. Because he doesn't understand what's up. He is not even, he doesn't know what is happening in this generation. He doesn't know that we should have state policing. He doesn't know that from the power is too much on federal level and some power should be given to state governor. And there's problem between local government and state governor. He cannot use veto power on them. Come on. He's disconnected. He's disconnected. It saddened my heart. It saddened my heart whenever I remember Buhari is the president.
Listen, thank you very much. You know, I haven't listened to you now. You know what's on my mind? I quickly jotted it on my notes here. Can we have our money back?
We have been
Really?
scammed.
We've been scammed. Okay, anyway. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this,
Almost
but
every
that's how I
week,
feel anyway.
I see people that supported Buhari in 2015. They are putting up apology posts that they are very sorry for misleading people.
Yeah,
I've done that
unfortunately.
time pass before too. because it is more glaring to people now that we have just been frauded, we have been scammed. Things are not how we think they are, or how we have been told they should be.
Fado, you said it's black market, but I don't believe that it's black market, and that's why I'm going to ask Michael this next question, and if everyone else wants to answer the question, please feel free to answer it, but let's make it quick so that we don't spend too much time because of people that might be watching this later. The question is, how do we end up here? Michael, if you sum up what the village boy has said and what Mike Tosin has just said now, how did we end up with a Buhari as the leader of the most populous black nation in the world? You know, how did we end up? Because Nigerians are brilliant, really. We have people who are brilliant. We have people who are young and vibrant. Our median age is about 18. How did we end up with somebody that was on TV that I saw, in two different interviews? So is it that, let's say, and I kind of agree with the village boy that Baba was probably being honest. It was ignorantly honest. So it doesn't, like Obasanjo said, expecting more from him is like kicking a dead donkey or something like that. That was how he said it, And I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I'm just asking myself, how did we get up? I mean, how did we end up with a Buhari? And the following question that I'm going to ask, I think maybe Michael, please quickly run through it so that Village Boy and Tosin would also have a taste of it. The follow-up question would be, are we sure that we will not end up with another Buhari come 2023?
Hello, thank you so much. Can you hear me, please? All right. Just very briefly, permit me to touch on the issue of state policing before I move into the question about how we got here. You see, the issue of state policing, I'm trying to reach the body language of the president very well as regards the matter, and he said something that is very profound. Though my position is not in any way to justify that the attitude of the president towards restructuring the country is acceptable. But looking at what has been happening between the state government and the local government in the past 10 years in the country, just to leave it at that, I think it gives us room to get worried about what will become of the nation when the issue of state policing arises. However, I think we should not be scared to embrace change. The society is evolving every day, every minute. Every society is evolving. So I wonder what the fear of the federal government is, particularly that of President Muhammadu Buhari, is towards restructuring in the country. There are several recommendations made by the APC committee led by Governor Nasir El-Rufai about this restructuring of a thing. Till today, nothing has been said about that. I think the two parties involved who are active players in this issue of restructuring, the governors and the national government, has to come to round table to discuss the problems they are even further imposing. Let me use that word. They are complicating rather, as in the issue of governance, restructuring, federalism, separation of power, and all of those in the country. Without that, I don't think we are making headway. Another government will come, particularly APC, if they are fortunate to be re-elected into power. The same thing that is happening now may still repeat itself. Then to go to the question of how we got here, just like you are asking me, I think I will also ask someone else how we got there. But let me say this, that every society deserves the type of leader they have. And I'm trying to be very plain here. We are a society that we sometimes throw away critical thinking for sentiment. Critical thinking in the sense that we don't do historical analysis. We don't do comparative analysis. We don't try to weigh options. And I think we have over the years allowed ethno-religious sentiment to override the place of being objective when it comes to critical issues. However, what happened in Nigeria prior to 2014-15 general elections actually led to us having President Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria. And I'm trying to speak from public opinion now. Since we returned back to Nigeria, to democracy in 1999, by the virtue of how things has played out, Nigeria has never had a president, as it were, somebody who is trying, who campaigned on the basis of the fact that Nigeria needs revival. Permit me to use that religious term here now. Now, taking us back to history, we understood what transpired between Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and President Olusegun Obasanjo. West needed to be compensated, and they thought it well that Obasanjo should become the president. And I think if we look at this issue beginning from the Fourth Republic, this appears to be the genesis of our problem. I'm not underestimating the fact that Obasanjo did not try his best. The same thing that happened between Obasanjo to Yar'Adua. Obasanjo understood the challenges, and perhaps a way of recompensating his very good friend, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua. And thank God we have the village boy in the house who have historical knowledge more than I do on all of these issues. And when we look at this as well, Jonathan, we were tired of him. He became the president by the virtue of the death of Yar'Adua. And he couldn't perform well, particularly. He had good intention, but it's not enough to have good intention when you are not surrounded by people who can help you amplify your good intention to better the lots of Nigerians. And at that time, when Jonathan was not doing well, we were tired of his administration. And all Nigerians wanted at that particular time was, okay, we needed someone that would just bail us out from this Jonathan government, because he was not doing well at that particular time. But we never compared all of these vis-a-vis. Buhari's antecedent, Buhari's record, Buhari's, all of those things that are very important. And I think the political parties we have in this country, they have done not a whole lot of disservice, because the political parties, they are wired in such a manner that they value, let me use the word, and I'm being sincere now, mediocrity over meritocracy. There are several individuals across party lines, and this is not in any way to say that the president has not done his best, just like he have said, but we have individuals within the party lines, across parties, APC, PDPs, and all other parties that can actually do well. But what I'm saying in essence is that we all contributed, both the political parties, the citizens, previous government, and all of these factors put together, we have all contributed to where we are as a nation. And to ask the question as to if we are not still going to land in the same quagmire. Well, let me say, just like Bishop Matthew Kuka, the only commodity we have as Christians is hope. We can only hope that we are not going to end up in this manner. However, with the way things are playing out, with the present gladiators coming out, and Nigerians, particularly within the APC now, one can easily presume who the next flag bearer of the party is going to be. Judging, and we can see this, and we should also be careful to analyze what President Muhammadu Buhari said, though I may not be totally correct here, and I'm sure that I won't be entirely wrong, that there was an agreement perhaps as regards maybe something prior to the merger or something like that. But what I'm saying in essence is this: we should not try as Nigerians. I think we are better informed. Things are biting hard. The economy is not smiling. A bag or a cup of gari that used to be 30 naira has gone up, and means of livelihood is affordable. That is what an average Nigerian understood as a hope. Will be wide the decision, irrespective of ethnic and religious affiliation, as we approach 2023 general elections. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Nigeria almost happened to you there, but we are glad you came back. Sharp, sharp. Now, village boy.
Yeah, I listen
Excuse me,
passionately.
sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fadoju said he wants to contribute. Maybe in 5 minutes, you can call the number that's on the Facebook page. Let's see, maybe we can, put audio to your voice and then people can hear it. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I listen passionately with to Michael about those things. Though it became too broad in his analysis. See, the box stop at the table of the president. Before somebody come out to say, okay, I want to contest as a president, you are expected to understand what you are up to. So yeah, there's a weak structure, which some of these issues are, which I explain in my new book, My Quest for Nigeria Rebirth. We have a very terrible civil service. We have APC is strange bed fellows coming together for the purpose of just seeking power. Democracy has its own issues. I mean, if you want to go deep, the concept of majority is like the moment you can garner more votes, it doesn't matter whether you are the best or you are the worst. You win. That's the simple fact about democracy. That's the unfortunate reality about democracy. Again, because the so-called the fragmented middle class, as it were, don't vote. So you want to face the reality. When you don't vote, when we don't vote, those who vote, we have to live with the outcome of the people they put in power. Yes, in 2015, 2015, I remember I wrote that what will it be an election for or against? That election was not necessarily for Buhari. It was more of election was more of against Jonathan. People were just tired of Jonathan. They wanted to vote. They voted against Jonathan, and of course, unfortunately, even 4 years was enough to understand the direction we were going. But we still turn blind eye to that, or maybe the power of incumbency is still won in 2019. The second aspect of the question, the truth is that me, as I said, if I want to be very sincere with you, I have my fear that we may even end up getting someone worse than Buhari in 2023. There is no assurance that we will not, because the Nigerian society, despite the enormity of our sovereigns, our problems today, we are still looking in the direction of those who are expired. I mean, to respectfully call them that word, expired products. We are still looking at the people who should not come near governance at all as the gladiators, because the system has been skewed in favor of old generations, 60s, 70s, or 80s, those who are 80s who have doctored their ages and all that. The enormity of our problem in Nigeria, we need an agile person, very agile person, to occupy the position of the president in Nigeria. But nobody is looking in that direction. We are still looking at the article of this one, the Tinubu of this one. Yeah, this guy can sit down and be kingmakers. But if there are people that we are still putting as our first choice, I think it's a problem we are going to have. The reality we have now is like those who may be qualified, who may move with modern thinking, who may understand the modern technology, the modern way of doing things, may not even go near being nominated by their party. And unless the new and emerging parties can maybe forge a kind of a formidable alliance, you may not be able to wrestle power from APC and PDP. That is the sad reality. That is the sad reality, because those who have the backbone, who have the brain to do this work, may not have the chance to do the work. They may not have the opportunity. And again, you will see that it is the trajectory of those who are voting, the who don't care. With 500, 200, they just go, Baba Laye, Tanikate Kafun. I mean, they go to the world leader, who should we vote for? They are still the majority of voters. If people in our categories who are living at home can take the pain, they say, okay, it is time to take our destiny in our hands, perhaps we might see an emergence of people other than those who in the APC or PDP coming to power. If that does not happen, uh, I don't have much optimism that we may not get someone probably worse than Buhari coming in 2023. I'm not a prophet of doom, but we have the opportunity to make such situation not happen if every hands will be on deck. If we are ready to walk the talk, if people who are living at home, because those of us in diaspora cannot vote, we cannot vote yet. So if we can vote, we can ask, okay, we can mobilize people in diaspora to vote. If there are means of us voting, I will say, okay, we want to express our grievance through our vote, but we don't have that opportunity now. And those who are at home, how do we convince them that rather than sitting down by your TV on election day, or playing soccer on the streets, playing football on the street, or doing other things, or just staying the day and be drinking your paraga, go out and vote. Express your will by your voting and vote the righteous. Unfortunately, democracy is also a free choice. If you and we sit down here for the next 2 3 hours and we try to disparage APC and PDP, and the people who are going who will vote think that we are talking rubbish, nothing will change. If they believe that, okay, if APC does not do it, PDP will do it, if it is their belief, if they keep on insisting that the new parties, we don't know them, we have not tested them, if that mentality does not change, 2023 will not make any difference. They will still vote for either PDP or APC. Of course, these two guys, though PDP is a bit broke now, these other guys have the pocket, because there's more stealing now. Though Buhari was claiming that there was no stealing now, there's more stealing now. It's just that only few people have access to stealing. That is one thing. Like I read it in my first book, that the PDP was spreading their own stealing. APC is not spreading. They just contain only people. You must be inner cycle. You steal. They are stealing the nation dry, blind rather. So if we want to face our reality, let people begin to look in other directions other than APC and PDP, and let people of quality come out in those platforms. But those who are struggling to come in that platform, they don't have the assurance that they can win. They are just trying. They are just in case. They are just gambling. So I listened to Dele Muhammadu interview, you know, but I think Prime did something, and they were talking. He's talking about that he's going to give PDP formula to snatch power from APC. Each want to be president, though. So those are the kind of thing. If you are not careful, I pray it doesn't happen. But if you ask me from the depth of my heart, I'm afraid that we might get somebody worse than Buhari in 2023. It's not an impossibility. Thank you.
All right, so thank you. Tosin has been following politicians for a while. So Let's hear his view. How did we get here? Was it your them our mama abi for the village? Now them vote Buhari. Then we should say it's their fault, right? But then, are we sure that we will not end up with another Buhari, or like the village boy said, maybe a worse Buhari in 2023? I mean, people voted for him again in 2019. Despite all our shouts. Anyway, let's hear you, Justin.
How do we get here? We get here by Mr. Michael and the village boy have said very nice points, and also we get here by our no knowledge of politics, leaving politics to the hands of artisans and crafted artisans and the elite only. Uh, our lack of involvement in election and in politics, and that is one of the reasons we get here. And if we want to avoid getting somebody that will be worse than Buhari in the coming election 2023, then we must increase our electoral participation. Everybody, every single Nigeria must pick interest in politics. People that are in Nigeria presently should pick up interest in politics. Our religious leader should start talking to the members to go get PVC, to go join political parties. We have enough of bad people in politics already, enough of corrupt people in politics already. We need the good people who have been running away from politics before. We need them to now come join so that they can bring some good uh, omen, some good atmosphere into the political space of Nigeria. And we are likely not to get somebody better in the coming election 2023 from things we have already on ground. People don't want to mention names, so I will not mention the name also. But 2023 will be an interesting year, especially in the APC also, because of some people that have been warming up, some people's name that has been coming up. And we might likely see even father and son facing themselves. But if Nigerians will think APC and PDP are the only choice, and that recycled politicians that have been in power before and has nothing to show, if Nigerians will think these people are the only options we have, then we should be getting prepared for a worst president that is more worse than Buhari. It is time for people to look into another direction apart from APC and PDP. It is time for middle class Nigerians in Nigeria to pick up strong interest in politics and in political party so that they can serve as models for artisans, for for I don't want to call anybody name, but for artisans, for a lot of people that look up to them, for a lot of youth, for a lot of other class in the society that look up to them. The kind of mentorship politically they have not been given to these people in years past, and that has led us to what we have now. It is time to correct it. And when do we start? From now, not when election is approaching, but from now. Any young candidate that wants to run in the next election, that from now, January 2022, is not talking, is not asking people to go get PVC, and that person is automatically planning to fail. in the coming election, or that person is just coming to include in his or her CV as that they ran for president in so year. But if they are truly coming to run so as to win or to make impact, to change the narrative, then from now they must start sensitizing the public, especially the youth that protested last year, and they said they are Soke generation. They have been left void politically. Our life cannot change. Our country will not change based on protest. Protest can only do a little. It is election. It is participating in politics that will fix the country.
Okay, thank you, thank you. You did a fantastic job. Now, village boy, we will be rounding up soon. Tosin, you'll be getting ready to talk about give us an update about the happenings in the UAE regarding work permit. But before we get to that, I'd like to quickly pick the village boy's brain on this one. Do you think President Buhari is kind of stuck in the civil war area? You know, I saw him since we are talking about that interview. He was talking about southeast, talking about the civil war, and mentioning all of these things. I've been minister, I've been governor, I've been this and all of those things. Do you think he's stuck in that era?
I think I have said this from the first statement at nature stage is obviously living in the past. I say this respectfully. You remember things of the past that you know what is currently occurring. And that is also usually naturally a sign of old age. I experienced that with my dad. I discovered that he was able to tell me that were things that were happening years before I was born. And when I brought up issues of what happened previous week, he hardly remembered them. So I think it's a natural phenomenon that as you age, it's the memory of the past that keep on coming up. Old age is it's a gracious thing, but when the destiny of other people are in your hand, that is where the difference is. If you are old and you are in your family and you are a grandparent, father to your children, or great grandparent to your children, you don't do much damage to anybody, to the society. But when you have an old age and you are the apex of power, and it's just like somebody when your people have uh, headache, and you say that you go and give them medicine for stomachache because that is what work for you. Because you mean that's the tragedy of that we have. It's difficult for his mind is fixated on issues, and when if you read his responses, the moment his mind is fixated on an issue, there is no room for flexibility. He's very rigid, and you can say if you want to be very charitable, you will say he's very focused. What he believes in it. Without and he doesn't care about whether you believe what he believes. If he believes in something, he stick to it. He's very focused on what he believes. The thing is that what he believes is not working for us, and we elected him to work for us. But he's sticking to what he believes. He believes in what solution he believes. He the people he believes in, the people he trusts, the system he trusts. If we talk about even the state governor are imitating the federal government because the state government, every state governor will have to go to Abuja to go and beg for one thing or the other. So they now come back and they are replicating what they saw at Abuja. I'm not saying the way they are operating the local government is good. If but has federal government shown any good intention? I mean that anything that they can emulate. If federal government is not all too powerful or octopussly powerful, the state government will not behave the same way. If we say we saw what the drama between Showolu and Sanwo-Olu and the police, even that alone shows that we need a state police. Every modern society that not even as crime prone as Nigeria, they have state police. Even some environment, they have 3 layers of police. They have police. You have the local government police, then you have the state, then you have the federal. How can you now say that you don't need you don't need state police? And in the contradiction, you prefer the traditional rulers. The traditional rulers that local government chairman can remove. I mean, that is a contradiction. If you believe that the traditional ruler should lead the local policing, but you don't want to tolerate state police, that's a contradiction. The traditional ruler today don't have power. Since the military era, the traditional ruler cannot travel out of this local government without obtaining the permission of the local government chairman. This is a system we are running. So you cannot now say that you want to put the security of the area in the hands of the traditional ruler. That is fallacious. So Buhari mind is fixated. We cannot do anything about it. It's too late. We have to tolerate him for the next 40 months. You can't change his mind. You can't convince him what he's not convinced about. What he does not believe in as of today. You can speak your grammar for the next 40 months that is as in that's it. You can't convince him. That is the truth. Now, like I said, the things like how do we do? What do we do not to have a repeat of this? Not just talking. We have to do something. So we need people in their 50s or maximum in their 60s, because the problem of Nigeria needs somebody that has a lot of energy in him. Nigeria, the old Nigeria, half of the time that president was on that seat, I'm sorry to say, we are the one babysitting him. The country has been babysitting Buhari. And the person you are babysitting cannot do much. That is the reality. We don't need another person who want to babysit. We need somebody that has the energy, the vigor, and the brain, not just the intelligence, the understanding of what is required. Like the Bible says, and the children of Issachar who had understanding of the time and what Israel should do. Buhari does not have the understanding of this time we are in. So he's rely on the time that they knew. So that's why every solution he brings the solution about the past that is not relevant to today. That is the reality.
Thank you, Village Boy. Thank you very much. Tosin, there are people who have been waiting about the update. Even me, I'm waiting because I'm planning to visit my wife. So, I beg, what is happening? Tell us.
Uh, there is nothing new that has happened. The only new thing that has happened regarding UAE uh, and Nigeria's work permit ban in UAE. The only new things that has happened now is that it has become Karili. Before now, a number of people are affected, but now it is becoming more and more people being affected, and even those that are not affected now, they announce that they don't care before. They now see the reason to pay attention to what is happening, because very soon, sooner or later, it will get to them. Uh, we have publications in many media outlet in the last couple of days and weeks. And as it stands now, another thing that is new is the Nigeria government representative in UAE. They kind of want to pick this issue up as against those of us that are projecting this problem to their face, and those of us that are bringing this problem to the knowledge of people. I must say this before I moving forward. We are not fighting the Nigeria embassy in Abu Dhabi or the Nigeria consulate or the consular in Dubai. We are not fighting them. We are not fighting the Nigerian government because those are the people I've been talking to. Of course, for me, I don't have any issue with UAE government. What is happening presently, it is not their fault. Absolutely, to my knowledge, and I can back that up if anybody want to take that up with me. But the Nigerian consulate and Nigerian embassy must understand that we are not fighting them. We are only telling them to wake up to their responsibilities. We are only asking them to do their job. Their job is to represent us here as they have been paid for. And to that, they should do it. We are not getting work permit. They should revert back to their principals in Nigeria that we don't have work permits. That the president come to UAE, the vice president come to UAE, the minister of foreign affairs come, minister of information, all these four major stakeholders have been major players of Nigeria come to this country where we are suffering for more than 6 months. They come here and none of them discussed the bilateral agreement between UAE and Nigeria. It's a slap on our face. And to this length, we felt the people here that is representing them didn't represent them well. That is the ambassador and the consular. And that is why there's more of their name coming up. But to them, they see it as a personal attack. And they are going about also media houses to getting people to speak for them and to pass vote of confidence on their behalf. In the last few days ago, the Sun newspaper, The Nation, and some other newspaper outlet published a falsehood publication. The title of the publications was that Nigerians in UAE deny approval of work permit, that we are denying that work permit ban is not happening. Now they go ahead in the body of that article to acknowledge that work permit ban is truly there, and they fight for their brothers and sisters that are having this problem. Actually, it was a group. One, they call themselves, I forgot the name they call themselves. They say they are one group in UAE. They are in Abu Dhabi. They say they are a group of Nigerians working and doing business in UAE. They passed vote of confidence on the consular because there was a publication in the Sarah Reporter by Take It Back movement when they accuse her of not doing her job well. So these people also come, they say they pass a vote of confidence on her. This is not a war between us or passing vote of confidence on someone or passing votes of no confidence on someone. No, this is us just telling the consular and the ambassador to do their job. Their job is you are here on behalf of Nigerian government. The Nigerian government is not here. Muhammadu Buhari doesn't stay here. The vice president doesn't stay here, but you are here on their behalf. And if there is problem that Nigerians are facing here, you should revert back home and let them know that Nigerians are facing this problem and not you, the consular, denying that there's a problem. So that is one of the new development now. The consular are living in denial. They are saying the problem is not there. They are looking for people to pass vote of confidence on them instead of them to fix the problem. They are asking us to come to their office for a meeting. I didn't go because there's no point having meeting with any one of them. We don't want meeting with them. We just want them to fix our problem so that we can go back to work. I will come to meeting with you. Who will pay my transportation? The little money I have to chop. Is that what I will use to transport myself to your office? And you will be telling me stories? No, I don't want meeting with anybody. I just want them to fix the problem so that more people will not lose their job, more people will not lose their respect in their family, more people will not lose their respect, their self-esteem when they cannot pay their house rent and their landlord is talking down on them. So that more Nigerians will not sleep outside. Imagine a picture of a Nigerian sleeping outside beside the garbage was sent to a WhatsApp group that they are there. They never comment on that. So it is not a battle between us and them and the consular or the ambassador. No. We are not fighting them. We are just trying to project the problem they are pretending doesn't exist. We are just telling them to fix the problem. More and more Nigeria is falling into uh, problem every day. I will take that. So if you don't want to go to meeting, how do you uh how do I want my voice to be heard? We have had series of meeting with them. We don't need to do a meeting with them for our voices to be heard. As a matter of fact, they are even hearing our voices even in their office. Anytime they want to hear it, they should check the news. It is there. We don't we shouldn't meet with them for our voices to be heard. It's not even our own voices. We are just a megaphone speaking for those that have lost their job, that couldn't speak for themselves. So we don't need a meeting for our voices to be heard. I'm here speaking now. Inshallah, by tomorrow or even tonight, they will see this video. It's to that extent now they are monitoring the what we are saying online. They will see this video. So we don't need a meeting for them to hear our voice, for our voices to be heard. We want them to fix work permit. It is not about our voice. You can say I don't even have a good voice. My English is not even that smooth. So I'm not after her seeing my face or hearing my voice, but I want her to fix work permit so that we all can go to work. I work 6 days in a week and only 1 day to rest. Is it that 1 day to rest I will see anybody or want anybody to hear my voice? So the meeting doesn't mean my voice to be heard. The meeting means whatever to them, but we are not after meeting people or seeking favor from anybody. What we want is the work permit ban that is on us in UAE. They should revert back to their principals in Nigeria. And when their principal in Nigeria heard that there's work permit ban against us here, their principals will invoke the bilateral agreement that is between Nigeria and UAE. And during the Expo program that Buhari came, reading speeches, taking pictures everywhere in UAE and touring the country. I think he's come to see Burj Khalifa, probably has not seen that. The vice president also come, reading speeches, speaking grammar up and down. Lai Mohammed, he came here for his birthday. On his birthday night, he arrived UAE. He come to do birthday in Dubai, celebrity. The minister of foreign affairs also come. All these people come to UAE, but none of them discuss bilateral agreement between UAE and Nigeria. And even the country UAE, they are shocked that your people are passing through all this. And you never say anything. I'm sure by now, even UAE, they are surprised that Nigerians, we are not saying anything like we should be saying. I'm not sure any other nationality can face what Nigerians are facing in the country in the last 6 months and counting now. And there will not be major breakdown of law and order. So we have been very, very composed of ourselves, and we must commend every Nigerians living in UAE. Till now, even a crime rate is not increased among us. That is to say that those that have been affected are not criminals. They have not stopped work permit ban because of crime.
Okay, Tosin, thank you very much. Thank you for that information. Even I have been informed. Nonso, I hope your question has been answered. And no, this is not a Yoruba forum. This is a forum for anybody that wants to contribute. So, he said Nigerians in UAE should stop believing. So Nigerians in UAE should stop believing on the government. If you can't undo the situation, just go back home. This is
Let me jump on that because we have seen a lot of similar comments from people. Uh People like Nonso, they are not difficult to identify in the crowd. We must understand that a lot of Nigeria have been to UAE to look for job and they cannot get jobs, so they return back to Nigeria frustrated. We must also understand that a lot of people have been here, but things doesn't work out for them. Even they work here for some while, things doesn't work out for them, so return back to Nigeria frustrated. Those are the people that will make comments like this. If it's not good, come back to Nigeria. We all cannot be in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, we are good tools in the hand of Nigerian government. We Nigerians that are abroad, we are good tools in the hand of Nigerian government if they know how to use us well. And it is their doorheads that they don't know how to use us well. So people like this talking, come back home. How many of you home that doesn't even have a job? If every Nigerian that lost their job in UAE come back to Nigeria, you don't know they will increase the population of jobless Nigeria in Nigeria. You don't know the crime rate in Nigeria will increase. So you don't go about telling people to come back home. It is not up to you to tell them where to stay. So if you don't have something important to say, you can just shut your mouth and just get off the line. You say people should come back home. Why should they come back home? We should stop believing in Nigerian government. We put them there. They will decide for you whether you like it or not. Because they are there already. You delegate power to them, whether you vote them or you don't vote them. They are there already. So we are not believing in them. We are just telling them to do their work. I've not said I believe in them. I only believe in God. So we are just telling them to do their job, the job they have been paid for. And this is not my responsibility to do. If this is my responsibility, I will have done it. The UAE government will not listen to me. They will only listen to the government that have given power to represent me. So if this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, it is better to keep quiet. Even Bible say that a wise man, a foolish man, he seems wise if he will keep his mouth shut.
okay. Tosin, it's all right, Tosin. Let's begin to round up. We will continue to monitor the situation. We've been here for an hour plus,
I
so
see a
it's
lot of
time.
people. I think they want to participate. Maybe we can arrange a show and somebody say, "Can you invite me?" Maybe not today. Maybe in the week.
Yeah, we can invite you. Please do drop a message for us on the Facebook page, and you can.
Because
There's there's a WhatsApp number on the page. Also, you can reach out to us through that WhatsApp number. I'd like for us to give our final word, starting with Michael. Nigeria happened to you earlier. You cut off, so welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let me just say, as one who is keen about the progress of Nigeria, just like many others, I just want to make this passionate appeal. The election already began, and it will be a great disservice to us as a people if we are not very sensitive, calculative, and possibly political issues as they come up. It is only when we get it right politically that economically and other leads can be better. So get involved, participate, and don't compromise. I am Ola Michael. Thank you.
All right, Michael. Thank you, Tosin.
uh thank you very much, friends. I I really want opinion sharer to look into bringing more people from UAE to a show like this, because as things stands now here, the Nigerian government, they have a lot of people, a lot of sympathizers, a lot of psychophants that want to speak for them. It is my pleasure also to have such people. I want to speak to them also. So I've seen some comments here that I really want to uh, have a discussion with the people, and just maybe we can share our thoughts with each other. We are not fighting anybody. We are all Nigerians. They might just be less informed, and we will let them know. So it has been a great show today, talking about the interview that happens and update in UAE. And please help us with prayers because of people say we have to pray. Help us with prayers that God should touch the heart of Nigerian government and UAE government so that they can leave the ban and everybody can have their life back again. And thank you very much for this platform. Thank you for viewers too. It's been a great pleasure.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Tosin. I see that it's not only Nonso, there is another guy here, say Chika Rachel Christian, saying, those of us working here send, where is it?
Send money back home in
Okay,
Nigeria.
that's not even the one I want to read. It's
Okay.
this one that says, "Please, my dear brothers and sisters, United Arab Emirates are giving work permit visa. It depends on your companies. Don't say they don't. Don't say they are not giving visas, please." Okay, this is somebody, Oye Wale Ojo saying that it's not
Ayowale.
true. Oh, okay,
Ayowale.
sorry, Ayowale. I'm sure you can, if you read through the comment, you would see some people who might disagree with you, but it's okay if that's the situation with you. And
That is
next week
some.
we'll be here again Saturday. If you want, if this kind of person wants to engage us, next week Saturday we'll be here so that you can also share your own opinion. Uh, non so you don't have to insult us, okay? It's okay. We understand the situation. We don't have to agree. Nigeria may be similarly divided, but we are not responsible for it. All right. And the fact that somebody disagree with you does not make he's saying Kaliwali. He say anyway, it's okay. It's okay. Village boy.
Yeah, I can see what we have been talking about, the concept of divide and rule
Mm.
playing out again here in the in the UAE situation, which is very unfortunate. Um, when they use us against ourselves, it's just like we are not learning our lessons. And government has the responsibility to its citizen wherever they may be. So Nigeria government hold that responsibility not just to citizens who are living in Nigeria. He owes that responsibility to every citizen of Nigeria wherever they may be domiciling. And this is one of the things I was discovered about 2 days ago. We have lost our understanding of what citizenship is about. So all this so this comment, they are Baptist, but we should also restrain ourselves not to play their games, because what we do here is to speak for people who have no voice, and we are humans, but we try to be as objective as we are. You know, you don't have to look at people on this platform. We have even had people who are not Nigerians. So if you come to the platform and your first observation is that whether it's a Yoruba platform because you saw our names, we never preclude anybody from joining us. What we do here is a sacrifice. It's not as if we are jobless or we don't have what to do. We create time to do this, to speak on issues that affect our nations, that affect our people. So, and we cannot force anybody who is not interested to come and do it. We created this platform to give opportunity for people to hear their view, and I brought people of diverse culture, diverse nationality to come and speak. That is the fact of the case. If people begin to argue that there is no problem in UAE, well, I don't know. Should we believe? But we choose to believe our representative here. We choose to believe Tosin because he has no basis to come and be lying. We have had the two shows here where we had about 4 or 5 people who came to share their experiences, various experiences. So we have people also that are with just a phone call away. We can confirm some of these issues. If you are a government agent and you are asked to come and rubbish yourself, good luck to you. But let those who are genuinely in need of intervention, do not deny them that benefit of of intervention from government, because the government owe them that responsibility. That is simply what we are saying. The government of Nigeria owe every Nigerian, wherever they may be, responsibility that they live a decent and meaningful life. And of course, those who are criminally minded, the government will also not side them. The society where they live has rules and regulations to checkmate them. So we are not here to label everybody in UAE as criminals, because they are not. We know also that those who have criminal tendency, they can rubbish, they can rub off on the other who are innocent. But we speak for the innocent, we speak for the helpless, we speak for those who need help, and we believe that government can render that help to them. That is our objective. We don't even know them in persons. So don't nobody should come here and rubbish what we are doing. It's not acceptable.
Yeah,
We are
it
not
is
government
not.
agents. We speak for the innocent people. We don't know them, but we speak for them. It's that simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think Nonso was mistaken. Many of us, even myself, I lived in the UAE. My wife is there. So the UAE is like my second home as it is now. So we are not saying what we don't know. Last about 2 weeks ago, I received an email from a message from the recruitment department of my university because I had applied for a placement job in the UAE, a job offered by a group of company that runs many universities. I mean, sorry, many hospitals in the UAE. And the guy was telling me that after they consulted with the company in UAE, I deliberately applied for that job because it was originated in Abu Dhabi. The guy told me that the company in UAE told them that they cannot do visa for Nigerians. Or do I have passport of another person? He said the guy in the international student office told him that maybe I have another passport, maybe I have dual nationality. And I said, no, I don't. I mean, send you screenshot of it now. So it's not. But we don't have to engage any. Whatever Nonso is saying is he has his opinion sharers anyway. So if people can voice their opinion, we can disagree. And it's not Yoruba people. There have been many people who have not, even non-Nigerians. There have been from different countries who have participated on this show, and we are very serious and intelligent people. I don't have to be. I mean, to be what do we say? I don't have to be selfish or deny that fact. We are very highly intelligent people. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. Next week we are going to be bringing update also on the issue. So if you want to participate, please do reach out to us. That's all I would say. You can just ignore people like Nonso. It is well. It is well. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. All those who have tried to clarify the situation. A lot of people have been engaging him on the comment section there, and we appreciate you. Please do share the video and let people know that we need to put more pressure on the Nigerian and the Buhari government such that people whose life are at stake in the UAE, they would be able to reach an agreement with the government. Okay, even though I want us to close now, Tosin, what about flight? The Emirates flight, has it resumed? Emirates flight to Nigeria, or we are still on that red list, right?
Yeah, Emirates flight has not resumed. Some days ago, they resumed back to Uganda, but Nigeria not yet. But in the
Okay,
coming days, we are hoping that in the coming days, once we are just hoping that in the next few days, it will be resolved.
all right. Thanks, bro. All right, people, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the response. The response has been overwhelming. And like people like this, they are the ones who are actually shutting down Tosin when Buhari was in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. Saying Buhari is the best. They will always have people like that among us. There are people who are in Buhari's cabinet right now singing and say, "Baba, Baba, oh, you are the best." Buhari for life. They are the ones doing so. So it's okay. And you can always share your opinion on this on Opinion Sharers. Anyway, next Saturday we'll be here again. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate your love. And please do take care of yourself and take care of each other, especially for our brothers and sisters in the UAE. Good night.